Hey, everybody. Narrator. He did not make it out the next weekend. That's okay. It's been, a tough week or so. I started feeling sick on a Wednesday, middle of the week. That's unfortunate. Sore throat just devolved throughout the day. Clearly having a cold. Did not run a fever, as far as I could tell. And from there progressed down and then started going back up over the weekend. And I went by the Monday, it was like, okay, I'm probably, I did a bunch of work in here, getting the cameras set up over there and kind of moving some things around, setting up a camera here that actually is better than what we've done before. One of the ones that was over there is now here, and I'm happy with it. It does better than than this one, regardless of the angle. That still doesn't look great, and much better than this one. I'm not doing anything different. That's just a little webcam that we used to use for this setup. I think that can pretty much go away. I don't really need it anymore. You can tell the difference between a couple $100 mirrorless DSLR and the $30 or $40 webcam. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point of it is, I spent a bunch of time getting better doing that stuff, and I thought, okay, great. This coming weekend, it was slated as an editing weekend when I was feeling ill. It'll be fine. Then Wednesday, about a week. And I had gone from down on the upswing to plummeting way worse than it was before. That's just. By Friday, I was finally mostly done with symptoms. And so on Saturday, I went, okay, maybe I can still go out like Monday, Sunday or Monday. I really want to. New camera. Very exciting. Didn't happen. Saturday, I needed to finish packing the bags. I barely started, so I spent some time basically just walking back and forth from like a table out here into the closet to get a lot of things, one at a time. And I wound up very, very lightheaded, just walking back and forth and going, all right, I'm going to pack this bag. And then I started putting things into, there's like a smaller bag inside of it. And I put a couple things in there. And then I grabbed some other things. And I started looking at it going, what am I doing? I've lost the thread entirely on what I was packing into this bag. I've got half the like vlog camera and half something else entirely unrelated. It's like this isn't at all what's supposed to go into here. And that's when I really called it. I'm like, okay, I'm winded just from walking back and forth. I'm not carrying really heavy stuff. It's just a brain. No, I was still clearly under the weather, and now it's Monday, and it's better, definitely better. Saturday and Sunday, I slept in. It's the first time I think this year that I've slept in past 5 o'clock. Body just typically I wake up at 5 regardless, one way or the other, at least by 5, if not a little earlier. Nope, nope. We're actually not editing today. We don't have to have this on. But yeah, no, I didn't. I slept in. I clearly needed it. I was taking medicine the whole time. Finally starting to feel normal, but definitely not up to carrying a bunch of stuff outside in the cold, below freezing temperatures, which is what we've got in the frost. We did not get snow just yet, but it was frost. Um, and sitting there to watch wildlife for a while. Not going to happen. Just not a good idea. And I did. I now have everything packed, and it's kind of goofy. You'll see next time, but I hope it works. We wound up going with the backpack that I'd been using before, the main backpack, and then a secondary bag. And obviously, the last time we went out, I struggled to walk. Even just with the normal amount of stuff that I've been doing, the pocket cinema cameras, which are, I mean, there's two of them, and they're smaller, but two lenses and batteries and pretty much everything into one backpack. The backpack works fine. I don't feel too bad when I'm walking around with the backpack. Obviously, distributing the weight more central, better than trying to carry it in my arms. But I do have a bag full of all the audio equipment and all the accessories that I need for everything, and then the tripods in another hand. And that was brutal. I had to stop quite a lot. Hopefully, I don't have to do that going forward because now I have packed into a backpack and a front pack so that it's still mostly distributed around the core where I can carry it easily. And then the only things that should be in the hands are the tripods. Granted, the tripods are going to be heavier, I mathed it out. And I think I've done this before, but it's been a while. And now that I've repacked it with a totally new camera and everything, the backpack, the main backpack with the camera bodies, weighs 35 pounds and one lens. And two other lenses and batteries and all the audio equipment and all the small accessories and cables and little things here and there and viewfinders and handles and all the stuff there into a second bag, which should be lighter, right? The one that I'm going to try to wear on my front, which I really hope works because I looked it up because I was like, how can I carry two backpacks? Oh, how do I get another bag? I started packing just the one that I've been carrying, the like, what do they call it? The doctor bag. I really like that bag. It's great, but it's heavy. And I could sling it over, but it's not exactly ideal to sling something when I've got backpack straps on. Anyway, main backpack 35 pounds, secondary backpack 32 pounds, main tripod 20. Wait, I wrote it down. 20. Hold on, where's my notes? Where'd it go? It's 20 something, but now I can't remember the second. 22. Was it 22? Yeah. 35, 32, main tripod 22, secondary tripod 12 pounds. To those counting at home, that is 101 pounds that I have to carry out with me. And I think that's pretty much everything. I've got one thing coming in the mail today, but it's nice and light. It just didn't arrive before now. I got to figure out where to put it in the bag. The bags are basically full as I could get them, and I was making sacrifices on what to take and what not. That's kind of the fun of it, as well as the loadout. I got to figure out how to fit everything safely, especially some of the stuff is very expensive and very not very fragile, but fragile enough that I don't just want to toss it in there. You know, it does need to fit and like have padding and everything. So that's part of it, is like deciding what goes, what doesn't, what works in the setup, what doesn't, kind of building it, some of it from the ground up and some of it getting ready. So I'm very excited to get back out there. I think I've got everything packed up. We'll see how it is. Today we are going into Thanksgiving week, which should be an editing weekend. We got D&D, and you would expect people to not be around, but you know, I guess I can't blame them if they're like, hey, I'm ready for a break from my family and extended family and everything there. We're ready to play. Hey, yeah, I'm down. I'm not going anywhere. We're not going to visit family or anything. We might do a call here or there. We'll see who's available or who wants to hang out, play some video games or something like that. And besides that, we're going to be playing video games and playing D&D. 2 D&D sessions. So between all of that and the fact that I'm taking off, well, I'm not taking off. I have a normal work week, which means Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday. But Thursday, Friday is Thanksgiving, and we'll be spending it here cooking a lot of food and eating a lot of good stuff and overeating the good stuff. But it's okay. When I was weighing all the cameras, I weighed myself, and I'm still within where I was, so I don't feel bad. It's going to be fun. And hopefully, Saturday or Monday, we'll see how I feel. I'm going to get out for just a little. I don't want to overdo it, especially with me feeling ill. We'll see how it goes. But I definitely want to at least make it out with the new camera setup and do something. Maybe I could watch the sunrise with the mountains, and we'll see if we see any wildlife, but I can focus mostly on the nature, so I can focus on the secondary camera and try that out. Make sure everything works. Just an excuse to get out, set everything up, watch for a little bit, break it all down, bring it home. We'll see how that goes. That's the plan. It's Monday. I've got just about everything packed up. I cleaned my room yesterday. Everything. It might not look it from what you can see over here. We got everything. I don't know if you can even see because it's pretty dark. Yeah. Dice rolling for D&D. I set everything up like that. We're pretty good to go there. Camera setup's ready to go for recording gameplay. I got all the editing done last week. I don't have anything on my plate. I'm feeling good. I did skip. I don't care. I wasn't trying to do a streak anyway. I mean, I kind of was once it had started, and I was like, yeah, we go out every week, every other weekend anyway throughout the entire year. But obviously, illness, weather, these are things you can't plan for. These are things you can't count on, and it's important to take the time when I need it. Clearly, I needed to because I wasn't feeling 100%. Still not quite there, but I'm mostly there, and I think I'll be fine today. But not fine enough to go load up 100 pounds of stuff and go start hiking out there, which is what I'll do hopefully this coming weekend. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. At least there's something going on. It's not nothing, but it's not what I wanted to do, and that's okay. Sometimes there will be disappointment. Did this work? I hope so. This camera setup with a capture card, hopefully working much better than what I was doing before, with just plugging in over USB and webcams and other things. And we might still have our overhead for when we go identifying birds on Patreon. We'll get some of that hopefully out next weekend too. Maybe. We'll see. Or the following weekend. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Thanksgiving is coming up. That'll be good. Gonna eat a lot of food. Lots of fuel. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to turn into all fuel and energy for carrying big, heavy camera equipment. Bye, everybody. Okay, I spent long enough sitting there talking. I don't have a lava. I'm sorry. Here's the idea. Let me just show you. The main backpack. Okay. That goes on. We strap it in. Good to go. All right. There's 2 camera bodies and everything. The second backpack. Still kind of working on the straps and stuff. And then a tripod in each hand. And we go walking. Okay, now this should be doable, hopefully. Kind of trying it out with both for the first time right now, actually. It's heavy. This is pulling a bit too far this way. I need to kind of get it. I wonder if this one needs to be the inner one. No, because that one's more important. And that one needs to sit there, but yeah. This gives me, I think, everything I really need in a centrally focused weight distribution so that I can hike through the mountains. Yeah, this will work, I hope. It's about 67 extra pounds right now as we weighed. I think that's math, right? No. Yes, 35 and 32. All right, that's enough. This was the idea. This is what I'm doing, hopefully. I'm not liking how much this is pulling on here. I think I can adjust this, though. I need to adjust. This was always worn on the back. This needs to be adjusted, the straps and everything for wearing on the front. Should be fine. Okay, bye.